Please be seated. Good evening, Mr. North, distinguished guests, parents, friends, and family, and most of all, the senior class. It's an honor and privilege to welcome all of you to the New Egypt High School 2018 commencement ceremony. I would like to begin tonight's program by introducing an exceptional young man who will lead us in a salute to our nation's flag. He has made a significant impact on New Egypt High School. After graduation, he is continuing his education at St. Lawrence University, where he will be participating in the ROTC program, and upon graduation, he will proudly serve our country. It is with great pleasure that I introduce Kyle Frimel. Please stand for the singing of our national anthem and remain standing for the flag salute. Please direct your attention to the choir, where David Marshall, Zach Dancer, and Sam Heckle will lead the choir in the singing of the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early lights what so proudly say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Please remain standing to the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated. Thank you, Kyle. Thank you, David, Zach, and Sam for that wonderful rendition of the national anthem. Next, I would like to recognize the distinguished members of the school district and our community who, through their continued efforts, create the support system necessary for our students to flourish. As I call your name, please stand and be recognized. If I could ask that the audience hold your applause until all the dignitaries are called. Superintendent of Schools, Mr. Gerald North. President of the Board of Education, Mrs. Leslie Septor. Board of Education members, Mr. S. Justin Burnett, Mr. Robert Kudrick, Mrs. Susan Potter, Mrs. Monica Sempervive, Mr. Joseph Serto, and Mr. Larry Witham. Former Board of Education President, Mrs. Sandy Souls. I want to thank new Chief of the Plumstead Township Police Department, Chief Earl Maroney. Thank you and your department for the great relationship we share, and thank you for your support. Our district administration, Principal of New Egypt Primary School, Mrs. Andrea Caldez. Principal of Dr. Gerald H. Ware Elementary School, Mr. Walter Therian. Principal of New Egypt Middle School, Mr. Richard DeMarco. Assistant Principal of New Egypt Elementary School, Mrs. Tara Nesbahal. Director of Special Services, Dr. Jessica Howland. Director of Special Project, Mrs. Colleen Gravel. Director of STEAM, Mr. Thomas Semko. Business Administrator, Mr. Sean Gately. I would like to express my sincere appreciation to the New Egypt High School team for their dedication and commitment to the students at New Egypt High School. Assistant Principal, Ms. Alicia Fries. Supervisor of Guidance, Mrs. Katina George. I would also like to recognize our staff, and especially two of our teachers for serving as class advisors for the senior class. Thank you, Ms. Kociuba and Mr. Kevin English. I gotta thank the grounds and maintenance guys. Lastly, I want to sincerely thank the grounds maintenance and custodial department for preparing our facility tonight. Thank you. You may be seated. At this time, I'd like to invite Board of Education member, Mr. S. Justin Burnett, to deliver the Board of Education comments.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for the privilege of speaking to the 2018 graduates. Look at those faces. You guys are the future. Parents, good job getting them there. Kids, please clap for your parents. So your principal gave me a heads up. He said that the senior class picks a quote that you feel exemplifies your class. Do not follow where the path may lead. Go instead where there is no path and leave a trail. So I decided to pick that apart a little bit, and we're going to share my thoughts. Do not follow where the path may lead. So I got all this data from these wonderful people behind me. 79% of my 2018 class are going to further your education. So that means you're either going to a 2-year school, a 4-year school, or a vocational school. Just a little bit of advice for you guys. In high school, I'm sure you've heard you're big fish in a small pond, yes? Right. So when you get to college, you're big fish in an ocean that have whales and ships and all other kinds of dangers. Couple things. One, Don't waste your parents' money. Go to class, make sure you get there, get good grades. That should be an understanding. 2, you might find your spouse. So going to a morning class in your pajamas may not be the best idea. Make sure you're dressed for class, you're good to go, all right? And then 3rd, and most important, of course, it goes fast. Enjoy the time while you're there, learn something, make good connections. Make sense? All right. Now, some of the schools that I heard you folks are going to: Villanova, NYU, George Washington, Clemson, Penn State, University of Maryland, UC Davis, Temple, TCNJ. When I graduated, my school would say, you guys know how to rep, and you guys rep very hard. So congrats on those of you that decided to go to school, all right? Okay, next thing. 2% of you folks, and this is a big 2%, are going to the military. Now, I can't say this with any more sincere appreciation and gratitude, but when you sign that contract, and when you sign up to defend our freedom, you are doing the very best thing you could possibly do. Some of the best leaders that I've met in my career have been military people. So thank you for the service. Thank you for your commitment. And then, absolutely. And then not to be left out here, 16% of you folks are going right into the workforce. Oof. Make sure you take a picture of the first paycheck you get, and you see how much taxes they take out. You might want to reconsider, but who knows? Who knows? We'll keep that there. Okay, the second part of the quote: go instead where there is no path and leave a trail. Trailblazers. I graduated high school 21 years ago. Wow, I feel old right now. So when I graduated, I was sitting in your seat. Everyone would give me all this advice, and it would just go right over. I'm like, sure thing, sure thing. So I swore if I ever got into that situation, I would not give advice. I would just share some opinions. So, 4 opinions to share to you. 1, when you're in school and as you get out of school, be able to clearly articulate to people what you want to do and have a passion for it. It's contagious, and you'd be surprised how many people will really bend over backwards to help you. So be able to articulate, have a passion. This second one took me a while to learn. Go home on time. After you get that big job in that corner office that you're going to work for, don't make the mistake I made. I started at a really big company, really good job, and I wanted to make a good impression. So I got in at 8 o'clock, and I worked till 8 p.m., 12-hour days. Why? Because I thought that was the cool thing to do. Finally, a colleague of mine looked at me and said, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "What are you talking about? I'm here, I want to learn, I'm gung-ho, yay company." They said, "Go home on time. If you get hit by a bus," I said, whoa, why do we have to be so morbid? What if I win the lottery? Whatever. If you somehow don't work here anymore, something happens to you, the stock price won't take a hit, we won't even close a half hour early. Go home on time. That stood with me for my entire career. Once you land that job, go home on time, okay? Of course, you have to be able to execute on your commitments, but don't stay 12 hours a day. Don't be afraid to fail. If you aim high and miss, you aimed high, right? But don't be afraid to fail. And then, care about something. Don't just go to work and get a paycheck, come home, go play Fortnite, or go on Snapchat or Instagram or whatever is going on here. Care about something. Care about a church, volunteer, do a walk for cancer, cure something. Have a passion outside of work, and it will get you a million different places. All right, I think I'm almost up on my 2.5 minutes, so I'm going to close. As the father of 2 daughters, they're going to be class of 2026 and 2028. Think about it. That's 2nd and 4th grade. I'd be remiss not to provide a special shout out to my 2018 female graduates. Young women, you can do anything in this world. Do you hear me? Believe in yourself. Work extremely hard. I tell my daughters the same thing every day because I've heard the quote too many times, behind every great man is a great woman. Next to every great man is a great, possibly even greater woman. Do you hear me, young ladies? So I'm going to close with an Emerson quote. Enthusiasm is the mother of effort, and without it, nothing great was ever achieved. Modern day translation, get excited about the things that matter to you, then do them well, because passion pays. Congratulations, class.
Thank you, Mr. Burnett, for that awesome insight. I would now like to introduce the President of the Board of Education, Mrs. Leslie Septor, to present the Friend of Education Award.
I think it's unfair that I have to follow Justin. Greetings. The Friend in Education Award is an annual tradition at New Egypt High School's graduation ceremony. It is an award given to a community member for his or her generous contributions to the children of Plumstead. This year, that community member is Sandy Souls. Sandy was a member of the Plumstead Township Board of Education for 10 years and president for 2 years prior to her resignation this past March. Every decision Sandy made as a board member was prefaced by the question, what is best for our children? She was unwavering in her quest to provide all students with the best education possible and was not afraid to vote no when something went against her grain, or no in opposition to her fellow board members, myself included. Though she may be small in stature, she is Zeus-like in her strength, tenacity, and commitment to children. It is most certainly easier to honor her as a friend than battle her as an opponent. Resurrecting a sense of community and appreciation of place is no easy task, but thanks to Sandy's unwavering spirit, positivity now thrives in our schools. Not only was she an instrumental participant in hiring a superintendent who is as committed to the district as she, but her incredible ability to judge character ensured we hired and retained the best possible candidates as administrators. She knew she was hiring the best of the best based on their responses to 2 of her favorite questions. Why New Egypt, and what 3 words describe you as an instructional leader? A 20-year resident of New Egypt, Sandy, along with her husband Dave, raised 3 children, each of whom attended or still attend our district schools. Although she herself did not attend New Egypt schools, Sandy is a warrior through and through. From fierce softball mom who cheered on her 2 daughters throughout their high school and college years, to a football mom who spends countless hours in all kinds of weather cheering her son on in the very bleachers you now sit. The evidence speaks for itself. Warrior pride abounds. But it isn't just her own children or the children of New Egypt that Sandy is committed to. She is also a bilingual educator with more than 25 years experience in an urban school district, a task burdened by community educational challenges of its own and compounded by community issues from poverty to gang violence. Yet every day, Sandy returns to work with a renewed sense of hope, determined to make a difference in the lives of each of her students. Not only does Sandy help her students overcome language barriers, she supports their families as well, always willing to lend a hand in any way she can. As I sat down to write this, I knew I could not fully define the essence of Sandy, and although this does not begin to capture the breadth of Sandy's contributions to education as a board member, teacher, active parent, and community member, this does demonstrate the depth of her friendship to education. Please join me on behalf of the entire Plumstead school community and the Plumstead Township Board of Education in honoring this year's Friend in Education and someone I proudly call my friend, former Board of Education President, Mrs. Sandy Souls.
Thank you, Mrs. Septor. I'm so truly humbled and honored to receive this recognition. Thank you so very much. 10 years of serving the students and their families, as well as the community as a Board of Education member, has been a true privilege, one which I will never forget. I would first like to thank my family, my husband Dave, and my 3 children, Kayla, Jamie, and Matthew, for their support and unending understanding during my time on the board. I've missed so many special moments in their lives due to the applications to the school district. I've missed softball, field hockey, soccer, basketball, and baseball games, Pop Warner practices and pickups, family dinners and gatherings, homework help, especially with the school projects, daily readings, bedtime stories, and goodnight kisses. Dave was truly both mommy and daddy. Thank you, hun. I could not have done it without you. As I reminisce on the past 10 years, there are so many memories that come to mind. There were definitely difficult times and wonderful, joyous occasions. Those joyous moments always centered on the students during special events, just like this one this evening. I've had the privilege to work with dedicated and hardworking board members who each brought their own skills and experiences to the table. We worked cohesively during my last term, where I was honored to serve as board president while always keeping the focus of students first and foremost. There was so much accomplished over the last 3 years due to the tireless commitment of the Board of Education, administration, and our wonderful dedicated staff. The district's future is so bright. I can't wait to see all the great things ahead. In closing, to the class of 2018, I would like to share a special message with you all. I began my time on the Board of Education in 2008, winning my first election as a write-in candidate. I was not on the printed ballot. With the help of many, many extraordinary community members, creating signs, making phone calls and flyers, getting the word out, and meeting more wonderful members of our community who wanted to make a change on the board, I was told I could not win. I didn't have enough time. The community is not accustomed to casting a write-in vote, along with many other comments. But we did it. I share this story with you because nothing is impossible with perseverance, honesty, committing yourself to a purpose for the right reasons. You will graduate tonight with a diploma from New Egypt High School, where many of you will leave this small town and achieve great things because you've all been embedded with the characteristics of a warrior. You will always be a warrior. When things become difficult and you want to walk away, as I did many times during my 10 years when things were particularly difficult, don't. Dig deep into your soul and persevere. Never give up. Be patient, be kind. Think outside the box for answers. Listen to your heart. Don't lose focus of your goals. Work hard. Be determined to succeed and make a positive difference. Be honest with yourself and others. Seek guidance and advice from family, friends, professors, and experts. You are never, ever alone. Congratulations to the class of 2018 and your wonderful families, and thank you again.
Thank you, Mrs. Septor and Mrs. Souls. Congratulations, Mrs. Souls, for this well-deserved honor. Tonight's welcome address will be given by a phenomenal student who is very enthusiastic and determined. Some of her accomplishments at New Egypt High School include being Vice President of the National Honor Society and serving as both President and Vice President of the Model Congress. She is also a member of the Yearbook Club and this year served as a student liaison to the Board of Education. She plans on becoming a physician's assistant in the future and will be attending Rutgers University in the fall. I am proud to introduce Madison Roveda.
I would like to thank friends and family, educators, administrators, and the Board of Education for sharing this moment with the New Egypt High School graduating class of 2018. The esteemed American poet and philosopher Ralph Waldo Emerson once said, "Do not follow where the path may lead. Go instead where there is no path and leave a trail." High school graduation is a path that was set for us, a milestone that required hard work and perseverance. The parents and educators here today were once where we stand, many possessing the same aspirations that we now hold. However, I am sure that plenty of those among us have not followed the path they once planned, instead having found many joys from their unexpected journeys. As we move forward with our lives, walking out of New Egypt High School for the last time as students, we all have an idea of the life we want to live. The moments that come, ones that we will need to prepare and labor for, are not given to us with roads previously paved. It is not our duty as the next generation of adults to look to the past and to follow it, but to create a new future to thrive in and to be proud of. High school gave us the tools and advice to train us for this moment, but now it is our turn to create the trail that Emerson wrote about. Most of us have gone through the past 13 years of school in this district together, and we have all created connections with the faculty over the last 4 years. While it is the job of the teacher to instruct from the curriculum, the teachers at this school go even further and teach us life lessons as well. Within the walls of that building, I did not just learn that the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell, or that Abraham Lincoln wrote the Emancipation Proclamation. I was taught strength, leadership, companionship, and most importantly, the meaning of a family that you choose to be a part of. The warrior community has brought us to a crossroads, a moment where our lives change and we choose our destiny. As I stand here at the cusp of a crafted yet unknown future, I want to thank all of you for going on this journey with me, and also thank New Egypt High School for carrying us to this milestone. Within the next hour, we will all be parting ways, forging new paths for ourselves that we may never have imagined. There is one thing I would like all of you to take with you as you walk across this stage, grass, in a few moments. Remember that as you embrace all that your future world bestows upon you, that you can always come home and rekindle fond memories, because once a warrior, always a warrior. Thank you.
Thank you, Maddie. I would now like to introduce an outstanding member of the senior class who will be acknowledging the students who have received either an honor or a scholarship this past year. At this time, I'd like to call Emily DeAnni to the podium. Emily is a talented and dedicated student, as well as a remarkable young lady. Emily is committed to pursuing her study of science and will attend Clemson University in the fall, majoring in bioengineering.
Many of today's graduates have received scholarships not only from the colleges they will attend, but also from local community groups. These seniors were recognized for their academic, artistic, and extracurricular accomplishments at our awards ceremony held on May 31st. We would like to ask all those graduates who have won awards or scholarships to stand and be recognized for their achievements one more time. Please be seated.
Thank you, Emily. Each year, the graduating class presents our school with a gift. This gift signifies the appreciation and gratitude the students feel toward the Plumstead Township School District, and more specifically, New Egypt High School. Presenting the gift is an exceptional student who is the president of our student government. Zach Young is a hardworking and driven student who will be continuing his education at West Virginia University in the fall.
Four years ago, we entered New Egypt High School on a single path with one purpose in mind, to graduate. During those 4 years, New Egypt High School has presented us with every opportunity to succeed in the classroom, on the playing field, or through one of the countless clubs and activities. Tonight, we will be leaving on 128 individual routes, unique to each of us. Some of us will go on to college or trade school, others will go straight into the workforce, but all of us will create our own destiny. I encourage you to take chances, laugh, love, and lead by example. Embrace the unexpected and make the most of every opportunity. Most importantly, believe in yourself. Remember, our lives will not be defined by what we accomplished in high school, but what we will go on and do as New Egypt High School graduates. As we share one last high school experience together, I invite you to look back on the past 4 years of learning and growth and be proud of your accomplishments. With the help of all the teachers, coaches, and administrators that have challenged us, we have become an incredible band of warriors. It is because of these great people, our last 4 years will remain forever special in our hearts and minds. To honor the tradition of pride and excellence in our school and community, our senior class of 2018 would like to present New Egypt High School with televisions to be used inside classrooms to commemorate our class. Thank you.
Thank you, Zach. I take great pride in introducing our next speaker to give the class of 2018 honors address. The honors address will be delivered by a young woman who is a hardworking, dedicated student athlete. She is viewed as a leader among her peers. Some of her accomplishments at New Egypt High School include being a member of the National Honor Society, serving as vice president of student government, editor-in-chief of the newspaper, and captain of the field hockey and softball teams. She is also a member of the Student Advisory Committee, Interact Club, Environmental Club, Book Club, Spanish Club, and Future Business Leaders of America. She plans on studying mathematics in college and will be attending the University of Albany in the fall, where she will be continuing her softball career. I am proud to introduce Chloe Lewis.
Thank you for that thoughtful introduction, Mr. Mendes. Graduates, our time here at New Egypt High School has come to an end.
What?
We've lived here, we've grown up here, and today we're graduating.
Oh.
It is our time to part from everything we have known and make a name for ourselves in a different environment. It is our time to use what we've learned and make our own paths in the world. Emerson's quote, "Do not follow where the path may lead, go instead where there is no path, and leave a trail," should inspire each of us to be completely and uniquely original. We are prepared for all that is to come. We don't need a path, and we certainly don't need someone in front of us showing us the way. Our life here in New Egypt High School has equipped us to be the handlers of our own journey. As we move on to bigger and better things, don't simply forget about our small town. Use what you've learned here, the friends you've made, the memories you'll never forget, and have some confidence about the person you have become. For the most part, we are a pretty close class. We've grown up together, had countless classes with each other, played rec soccer and basketball with one another, cheered each other on in things like the play and different sports. We came together, especially this year, and illustrated what a close-knit class we are during events such as Powder Puff, Spirit Week, and the craziness that was Mr. NEHS. So, I'd like to thank the class of 2018. We as a grade have shaped one another. While in a small town where everyone knows everyone, quite literally, it's hard not to impact those around you. While thanking you all, I'd like you to take a moment and understand how far you brought yourself. Sure, our parents would like to think that our greatness came solely from them, but looking around, it is us that got us to where we are today. We're the ones responsible for all of our successes, past, present, and future. We are the ones that made it to graduation and the next chapter of our lives. Class of 2018, I believe in all of you and wish you the best outside of high school. You deserve success. Now, before I finish and get shooed off the podium, I'd also like to give the largest and warmest of thank yous to all of the administrators, teachers, coaches, staff members, friends, and especially family members in the New Egypt High School community. I know it's a large group of people, but all of you are the backbone to our education and our lives. Contrary to what I said earlier, whether you know it or not, and whether you like it or not, you are the people who have shaped us into the young adults we are today. And so for that, I thank you. Honestly, it's been an amazing past 4 years, and I can truthfully say that I believe we are ready for what is to come. It's time to take all of our academic understandings and our mental growth and advance in this world. Remember, guys, this is an accomplishment for all of us. Celebrate. Be proud of yourself, because you made it to graduation. Congratulations once again. Thank you.
Thank you, Chloe. I would like to ask our yearbook editor-in-chief, SaraLynn LaPonzina, to join me at the podium for the yearbook presentation. This year, SaraLynn has done a tremendous job as editor-in-chief of the yearbook staff. She is a caring, kind, and hardworking student who will be attending Rowan College at Burnett County in the fall. SaraLynn.
Okay, I have to take this opportunity and take one last photo for the yearbook. So everybody say cheese. Okay. Congratulations, seniors, and welcome, friends and family. This year, I was honored to be appointed as the editor of the yearbook. Okay, confession, I am extremely bossy and a perfectionist, so I have tremendous gratitude for the rest of our amazing yearbook team that was able to deal with me constantly looking over their shoulders and pestering them to complete their assigned tasks. Trevor Hepner's Photoshop skills, Madison Roveda's photography expertise, and the rest of the crew's abilities and contributions were what made this yearbook memorable and one that we are very proud of. We chose Our Home is Our Story as this year's theme. The last 4 years at New Egypt High School have produced countless memories and created a shared story among us graduates. We managed to include a range of interesting stories in the pages of the yearbook, whether it was highlighting students volunteering at the Jensen's Leaf Cleanup on the community service page, to seeing the marching band perform at Disney on the Club Candid section, or witnessing the war zone erupting in cheers at the sight of a clinching basket on our sports pages. All these activities that the students participated in gave me a new perspective on just how diverse, talented, and caring our students at New Egypt High School, our home, truly are. So, fellow graduates, as we embark on our journey after high school, as long as we remember the memories we have created during our time at New Egypt, we will always have our home with us. On behalf of Mr. Hughes and the yearbook staff, I'd like to present to you, Mr. Mendes, the 2018 yearbook, Our Home is Our Story. Thank you.
Thank you, SaraLynn, for your diligence in producing such an outstanding yearbook. I'm sure when your classmates look back upon their high school years, many fond memories will come to mind when scanning through the pages of the amazing yearbook. I know I gave you guys a little bit of a speech inside. Pretty much gave you most of what I wrote, but I'm gonna offer a little bit more insight. You know that I'm honored to be your principal. I'm honored to be here tonight celebrating this commencement with you. Graduation is a very special event. It is one that represents the goals and accomplishments of each student recognized today. Graduates, as you embark on new challenges, I applaud you on achieving this important milestone in your lives. But do not look at this as an end, but rather a beginning, the beginning of your future, the beginning step in accomplishing your dreams. You are ambitious, dedicated, driven, compassionate, and kind. I encourage you to continue to be independent thinkers and make good decisions on what you believe to be right, rather than follow the actions of others. As Emerson said, do not follow where the path may lead. Go instead where there is no path and leave a trail. Emerson tells you not to go down a path that has already been made by someone else. By following the path laid by someone else, you give up your individuality and the individual intellectual creativity that goes along with discovering a new way of doing things. Rather, he says, go instead where there is no path and leave a trail. Emerson challenges you to take risks in life. Find solutions to problems. Find new things that inspire you. Create the path that you want in life, not what someone else wants for you. Be the example for all those who come after you. Keep your individuality and be who you are, for who you are is a unique and amazing person. Set your eyes on the life you want and take strides each day to forge your path. Do not be afraid to take risks. Do not be afraid to try new things. You have the ability to accomplish anything you set out for, because you have the heart of a warrior. The heart of a warrior is one that never quits and never gives up until their dream is fulfilled. I believe in you, and I know that you can do what you want because you have unlimited potential. Your future has not yet been written. Go out and forge your own path and create an amazing life. And if along the way you hit some speed bumps, remember that you have the heart of a warrior and you will fight through it. This is your time now, so go forward and make your dreams come true. As you set out to create your own path, remember, you will always be a warrior, and you will always be welcomed home. Congratulations to the graduating class of 2018. It is my honor to introduce the Superintendent of the Plumstead Township School District, Mr. Gerald North. Mr. North, I present you the candidates for graduation, the New Egypt High School class of 2018.
Good evening, Board of Education members, honored guests, Plumstead Township faculty and staff, family, friends, and most importantly, the New Egypt High School class of 2018. Congratulations. Ralph Waldo Emerson said, "The only person you are destined to become is the person you decide to be." Going forward, you will always have the opportunity to decide who you will become. Will you be the individual not afraid to stand up for those that need you, to protect them and help them? What will be your response to situations and issues which need you to make a difference? Will you not let failure be a hindrance to your dreams? How will you define success, and what are you willing to do to achieve it? As you head out of high school and life becomes much more complicated, and the decisions become much more important, here are a few suggestions to help along the way. Be willing to pay the price. Today's preparation determines tomorrow's achievement. If you want to be successful in your chosen field, find out what it takes to be the best. Time, practice, commitment, sacrifice. There is a price. And remember, success is never on sale. Be self-disciplined. You will have to learn the wherewithal to make yourself do what you're capable of. Self-discipline is simply control. If you don't control yourself, someone else will, or no one else will. You won't want either. Set some goals. Goal setting is knowing why you are doing something. Choice, not chance, determines destiny. Make some choices, set some goals. Be a dreamer. George Bernard Shaw said, "Some men see things as they are and say why. I dream things that never were and say, why not?" Be the men and women who are willing to say, why not? We need to address issues like poverty, famine, disease, violence, and the environment. Be the one who addresses issues and resolves problems. Take risks. Don't be afraid to fail. The world is full of people who follow wherever the path leads. But we need people who will wander out there where there is no path and leave a trail. Lastly, have some fun. You want to know how to have fun every day of your life? Confucius said, "Choose a job that you love and you'll never have to work a day in your life." I can attest that is a very true statement. I get to watch the future come through our schools, and I believe we prepare them for their future. Congratulations, and make your own trail. Once a warrior, always a warrior. Board of Education, as Superintendent of the Plumstead Township Public Schools, I accept Mr. Mendes' recommendation that all students seated before us have met the requirements for high school graduation as specified by the Plumstead Township Board of Education and the great state of New Jersey, and I certify that they are eligible to receive diplomas. Ladies and gentlemen, I proudly present to you the graduating class of 2018.
Thank you, Mr. North. I would like to invite Mrs. Kociuba and Mr. English to come up to the podium and read the names of our graduates. If I could ask, please hold your applause until all names have been read. Thank you. Seniors, prepare for graduation.
SaraLynn LaPonzina. Kyle Frimel. Julia Teresa Wiggett. Zachary Thomas Young. Juliana Nicole DiMiola. Justin David Whittakin. Amanda Rose Brown. Ryan Chung. Madison Alexandra Roveda. Brandon John Kukowski.
Ashley Elizabeth Getz. Dominic Matthew Esso. Sonia Madrigal. Bradley Kenneth Stein. Valerie Mary Rossi. David Nicholas Marshall. Emily Rose DeAnni. Sam Elias Heckle. Chloe Lavina Lewis. Zachary Elliott Dancer.
Chloe Marie Alves. Cody Anthony LaCava. Julia Marie Morrissey. John Michael B. Madeline Miriam Reyes Acilla. Craig Michael Berger. Kylie Amalia Idell. Mark Anthony Carroll. Erin Ann Exner. George John Decker.
Hunter Jacob Crouchup. Paige Ann Siegel. Anthony Lewis Luber.
Sarah Stokowski. Ryan Glenn Moore. Leah Rose Heckel. Nicholas Antonio Saloni. Mackenzie Dorothy Prater. Michael Glenn Schmidt. Alicia Gabrielle Hill. Anthony Keith Burr. Kara Marie Johnson. Kenneth Stanley Paskowitz.
Hi, Mom.
Rosa Christina Morton. Cameron Howard Tabor. Mackenzie Clyde. Jared Thomas. Corey Post Langhurst. Jonathan Tyler Wachowski. Lillian Maria Locamp. Connor John Joseph Callahan. Karen Marie Marzarella. Jake Decker.
Yesenia Morfin. Matthew Ryan Dempsey. Alyssa Nicole Pazenka. Brendan Thomas Fazio.
Dad, I made it!
Mackenzie Joan Quinn. Peter James Berry. Melissa Robles. Neil Robert Vogel. Brianna Jordan Sims. Anthony Christopher Gerback.
Ella Yilmaz. Brandon Matthew Grady. Brianna Christine Carter. Trevor Michael Hefner. Peyton Madeline Dunn. Jonathan Mendoza. Kaylee Brooke Tate. Christopher Frederick Messenger. Bridget Kathleen Klein. Ryan James Newman.
Hey, flex one time, kid! Push up!
Amanda Catherine Newman. Sean William O'Neill.
Kick, Todd!
Mackenzie Robin O'Brien. Robert Paul Bird. Julia Rose Rett. Cole Hunter Brunner. Caitlin Marie Hallam. Juan Manuel Martinez. Courtney Rose Allen. Samuel Noah Dreyer.
Seniors! Yeah, Mark! We made it, Jared!
Samantha Page Trevor. Hunter Aaron Keaton.
Yes, Wes!
Hi,
Lena.
Patrick Ryan. Brendan Manson. Tyler Matthew Ludwig.
Shedding a tear? Is that me? I got it.
Noah James Potter. Tyler Michael Samos. Nicholas Evan MacArthur. Dylan Ray Weisberger. Christian Paul Albeck. Robert John Ball. Riley Hughes. Matthew Joseph Fry. Lucas Todd Thompson.
Ryan Michael Joseph. Nicholas Patrick King. Alexander Craig Michael. Leonardo Diego Melendez.
Yeah, Matthew!
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the New Egypt High School graduating class of 2018. Graduates, please stand and follow along as the chorus leads us in the singing of the alma mater. Please be seated. Thank you, graduates, for singing. Appreciate it. Now you guys know what the alma mater is. All right, I'd be remiss if I failed to thank Mr. Grotto, the band, and the choir members who have played an important role in tonight's ceremony. Tonight's farewell address will be delivered by a student with a positive outlook on life. He's an intelligent, selfless, genuine, resilient, and feisty young man. He's been a member of the Model Congress, the Spanish Club, the FBLA, and the golf team. He has volunteered for many organizations, in particular, the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society and the Leaders in Training program through the Liberty Lake Foundation. But his most notable accomplishment is beating cancer into remission twice. He's the type of student who truly has a passion to learn not only from his teachers, but everyone around him. He's an inspiration and a role model to both his peers and adults that are fortunate enough to have the chance to meet him. He will be attending Villanova University pursuing a degree in economics. Please welcome Justin Perdickett.
Well, good evening. Well, this has been quite the night, hasn't it? Some sunburn, some great speeches. I've heard the great Ralph Waldo Emerson quote 4 times. I would love to tell it to you again, but I didn't write down because it's okay. But classmates talking about the future, talking about our paths. Actually reminded me of something while I was sitting down in my chair. My grandfather told me that dreams are meant to be unachievable. Therefore, we always have something to live for, something to strive for. Now, when you told me this, I was 6, dressed like Luke Skywalker, holding my purple plastic lightsaber, and I didn't really know how to interpret that. But what it showed was that no matter how old or young we are always looking for what's next on our path. That's because it's our human nature too. Unlike how Ralph Waldo Emerson put it, I don't see life as a simple path. I see it more as a labyrinth or a maze. It's really an irregular, complicated network of paths woven together with no definitive point to exit. And with the labyrinth comes persistent challenges, like minotaurs, or in our case, honors chem, which was terrible. However, we have all entered this labyrinth through the block of concrete out left called New Egypt High School. And although our paths may intersect again, they are ultimately all unique. Now, the future. It's an exciting yet nerve-wracking thing to think about. It's kind of like the weather, uncertain and unpredictable. Just when we think we know it, we realize we never had a clue. So my advice is to stop predicting the future. And while you're at it, forgive the past, and then take a really long moment, nice and long, so that you can really value the present. Then you can enjoy life, experience it, and most importantly, take advantage of it. Our next footsteps after today will help shape the true outcomes of our future. Although we are prepared, because just like a building, you need a strong foundation, we have been given that at this high school. I hope we can all cherish and value that time and the prior 9 years, from Miss Howard's kindergarten class to Miss Popick's remarkable plays. Sophomore year with Bano. Oh my God! How do people not talk about that all the time? That was great. And now we're taking AP classes with Mr. Palumbo and T. Corby. It's really been quite the journey. The world is greeting us with open arms, so don't let your hopes get dashed or your dreams become hindered. We're all adults here, high school grads, and we are responsible for our future. The truth is, no one saves us but ourselves. So no matter the odds, the cost, the circumstances, you cannot stop fighting like a warrior. Hedge fund manager Bobby Axelrod once said, "You only have one life, so do it all." I plan on it, and I challenge you, class of 2018, to choose your own unique path in this so-called labyrinth of life. Let's fill our lives with knowledge, understanding, relationships, and an overabundance of successful endeavors, and we will look back on our time at New Egypt High School, middle school, elementary, and primary school with reverence and gratitude. Thank you, and go Warriors.
Thank you, Justin. At this time, I'd like to invite Student Government President Zach Young to the podium to lead the class of 2018 through the transferring of tassels.
Alright, moms, get your cameras and tissues ready for this. Class of 2018, will you please stand? Move your tassel from the right to the left. Congratulations, we are now graduates.
Tonight, the class of 2018 will continue the cap toss tradition at New Egypt High School in the South End Zone. The class will gather after the receptional for the cap toss. At this time, I invite all parents onto the field in the South End Zone to take your pictures. This concludes our graduation ceremony. Thank you for coming, and congratulations to the class of 2018.
Congratulations.